Hi everyone, this is Shaun. Welcome back to my channel. Please press the thumbs up button, subscribe, share, comment. I'm always looking forward to the dialogue. I'm always looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you everyone for your loyalty. I really appreciate it. In today's video, I will be covering the close quarter combat active shooter course that we have planned in San Diego, California, coming up probably next month. Come August, September. This is so cool, this course. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. In the second half of the video, I want to talk about, well, the second half of the video, I'm going to bum a lot of people out because we're going to talk about some new regulations with BSIS. The BSIS stands for the Bureau of Security Investigative Services. They're the regulatory arm for private security, private investigation professionals in the state of California. If you are a firearm instructor, there's a significant overhaul on the course of instruction. You're going to have to make some changes. You can't just teach it the way that you were. You're going to have to modify the course. If you're a student and you do your qualifications, your 2 qualifications a year, you go to a simulator, there's some significant modifications. Based on the revisions, 100% of the vendors out there are going to be out of business if they continue to use the simulator that they're currently using. Yeah, sorry guys, I have good stories, and then at the end, stories that might bum a lot of people out. Okay, let's talk about the close quarter combat course that is coming up. I don't care what I'm going to call it now. I was scared that I was going to get demonetized, worried. I put a lot of effort into these videos, and then I get demonetized because I used the active shooter word. Look, active shooter training, active shooter training, active shooter training. That's what we are going to be doing pretty soon. I don't care. I don't care. So, a lot of you have been asking me on the comments, hey Shaun, you keep criticizing these different training facilities, you keep criticizing the level of training. Where can we go to train? I have a solution, and I talked about this in another video. We have Randy, who's the CEO of a company called Global Veterans Private Security. They are a private security company based in the San Diego area, and they cater for the law enforcement division. I'm sorry, for the training division that they have, they cater to military, they cater to law enforcement, and I got Randy into catering into private security. Randy is a long-term subscriber of ours. I think he joined in our community about 2 years ago, and he just started with being a subscriber. He started being just a text message, and I blew him off for many years. He's like, hey Shaun, we got some night vision training, come training with the boys. I'll go out and I'll train you. And I'm just thinking, this guy's just a text message. He's just a little troll. Yeah, I was proven wrong. He came out one-on-one, trained me. He prepared me for SWAT school. He has mentored me into being a SWAT operator. Criticizes me all the time. Sometimes he's a pain in the ass. I'll show him a kit, a rifle setup that I have that I think is badass, and again, he will humble me. He's a pain in the ass, but he's the person that you want criticizing your equipment. If you meet him, he'll go over your equipment, most likely. If you want him to, maybe if you don't want him to, he'll go over it. He'll give you an honest opinion on what you bought. That's Randy for you. My radio, I just got off of work. So you might be asking me, what are you going to learn? So for right now, you're going to get a $50 discount. His course is catered to security. It's $200 right now. He's going to bump it up. I am in charge of his marketing right now. I'm not getting paid for doing this, guys. Randy has done so much for me. I'm going to repay the favor. I helped him out pass the private patrol operator exam. Obviously, he did that on his own. He has access to our 40-hour online private patrol operator course. Randy he's a student of mine as well. Obviously, I can't train him tactics, but I could train him how to form a security company. And I am mentoring him in marketing, showing him that he can do business, okay, without breaking the bank, with actually making revenue rather than giving everything for free. If you know Randy, he gives everything for free. He tries to give training for free, but being in charge of his marketing program, he's not worth free. Okay. I lost my train of thought because I'm so excited to get you guys out there trained. But anyhow, if I remember my flow of my objectives of the video right, so basically, look, it's $150. You get a $50 discount. I'm going to give you a coupon code at the end of the video. Go to the description box. You get a $50 discount. I am not running this operation. This is 100% Randy. I'm just helping him out. You will learn. The course is going to be about 8 hours long. It could be 6 hours. It just depends on you guys, how long you guys take to learn the concepts. We're going to do this in San Diego. I have a security company, one of the larger ones, I'm not going to name them yet, has volunteered to be a host. You host the course, you get one free spot. This security company already has 5 spots filled already, and I already have 5 others that signed up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We're doing, initially it was going to be 10 to 11 limit, but we might do 15. Our host has asked that we not do more than 15. If we get more people that are interested, we can even do 2 classes. For $150, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you are not going to find this level of training anywhere else that will offer this to private security. You will not find this level of training anywhere else. You find this level of training anywhere else, you let me know. If you're in another state, from Texas, Florida, Alaska, you got to fly in. You absolutely have to fly in. I'm flying out to New Hampshire on the ballistic shield instructor course that they're going to have pretty soon. I'm flying out to go to trainings that I like, that I enjoy. I don't usually fly out, but for that course I am. But I'll usually go to another state. Okay, you guys got to travel to California. I'm telling you, for $150, you're getting a steal. On the comparison level, I compare Randy Nunez on the same level as Mike Glover from Fieldcraft Survival. And I say that with confidence. I did a 58-minute vlog video on Mike Glover's course called Gunfighter Pistol 1. Randy's teaching level is equivalent as Mike Glover. Mike Glover, 5-hour course, $500. $500. Now I think it's $600 to take a course just with him with a 25 student load. Here it's 15 students max. We might just do 10, but no more than 15. You are not going to get that level of training anywhere. I just watched a video from Justin Humphreys. Awesome video. He encourages you guys to screen your instructors. I am vetting them for you. If you don't like Randy, you don't like his style of training, then that goes to my level of marketing. You say that Randy's a shitty instructor, I'm a shitty person myself. Okay? I'm willing to put my reputation on the line. Randy came out to where I work at. I'm a full-time law enforcement officer. He trained 2 SWAT teams, and he trained some police explorers and a lot of police officers. And at the end of the day, he turned a 7-hour training day. Now, if you're in SWAT, your training day was 7 hours, but he turned a 7-hour training day to almost 11, 12 hours. Okay. When we're doing entries, if you're not getting the footwork in, you're not getting the momentum in to enter the building, he's not going to let you enter. You're not going to go in. When we finished our training, actually during our training, I was hearing Randy. I was with Bloss, one of his fellow instructors, and I was overhearing Randy, and you could hear, I don't know if he was smacking the ruler against the barrel or he was grabbing people's barrels before they enter, but he was trying to make a point. He will not allow you to enter the building unless you get your footwork in, unless you get your movement work in. Randy is one of the most detail-oriented instructors that I've known. Randy is one of the best instructors that I've known. He is he's on the top level. You want to know what his background is? Special Forces Ranger assigned to, and I'm saying this because has mentioned this publicly, Task Force Orange. That's an intelligence operation. I think they operated from the 80s and they are currently in effect right now. Randy has been in numerous gunfights. You're talking about gunfights with terrorists. You guys want to go and find an instructor, and there's one that exists that got his education, got his active shooter credentials online. Like Justin says, you could take an online course and you are credentials, you're certified, even by the federal government, by FEMA. Okay, this instructor is on national TV giving his opinion on how active shooting training should be. I know this person as an individual, I'm not going to call him out, but he's offering this training to others. He's offering the same level of training to us. Never work a day in his life in law enforcement, never a day in his life in military. The reason why I bring that up is because if you've been in the military or law enforcement, there's that window of opportunity or almost assumption that you have used these skills in real life behavior. Okay, not all the time, but many times. But this instructor didn't have it. Randy has the credentials. He has been, let me repeat this again, gunfights with terrorists. Sustained a total of 6 injuries in combat, 3 with explosives, and 3 during gunfights. Why is that so significant? Why do I mention that? Okay, somebody who has been in gunfight, lethal force encounter, sustained injuries will not repeat the same mistakes. If there was any mistakes that were learned, they're not going to repeat that, and they're going to transition, okay, that personal encounter to your learning. Okay, they're going to make sure that you don't repeat the same errors. I'm almost sure that somebody who has been in these situations has lost their comrades in combat, and that person takes his training seriously. Okay, I personally, and give me a second to say this. I have lost friends. Okay, one was murdered on duty. Okay, I've been at funerals where it's my friends, and that makes me, I think, more picky as a trainer. And I think that would require Randy, under his own expectations, to be more particular in his training, to be more picky. That's who you want. You guys want Randy to train you. Okay, he has operated on a tier 1 level. He's operated with military units that I'm not going to disclose, elite SWAT teams around the world that I can't disclose. When you're done with special operations and military, these military guys tend to congregate with other special operators, people who have a close knit in the community. Okay, and they continuously train. You guys are missing. If you don't attend, you're missing out. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, I'm telling you the truth. There is no way that you're going to get that same level of training at $150. Some of you, by the time you watch this video, it's going to be up to $200, $250. A lot of the California post-training courses that I partake in, the most expensive courses are $500 a day. On average, you're looking at about $350 to $450 a course for the better ones. And I went through so much training, a lot of training, guys. You are not going to find this level of training. Now, how do you sign up? Email me, ssundal@yahoo.com. That's SSUNDAHL. I'm a bit disappointed because some people can't read, or they can't comprehend. And I'm not putting anybody down here, but please read the directions. I had you guys go to the community section tab and vote yes or no. Are you going to attend the close quarter combat active shooter course? That's going to train you how to put down an active shooter dynamically and deliberately. Most of you said no, which is fine. Like 57% says no, but there's like 40-something% that said yes. If the stats are right, that means that I should have should have like 10 people that already signed up, but I only have like 6. Please send me email that you're interested. So far, I've responded to everybody except one person. Send me an interest. Now, right now, the prerequisite is going to be you need a firearm permit. Doesn't matter what state, or a concealed weapon permit. If you have some other credentials that you think are significant, or maybe you're a freaking contributor to this channel, Randy can waive those requirements. Okay, send me email. Now, after I get an email, we are going to set up a date when we're going to do this. I don't know when exactly this is going to be, but probably sometime August, September. Once we have the date, that list that we have of 10 or 15 people, or if we get a number of 50, if we get like a 15 sign up, it's going to go down to 10 or maybe 8. Okay, because not everybody can make that date. Guys, I have people that email me. They're coming from Los Angeles, Orange County, Riverside. They're coming from all over the place. No out of state yet. If you're from out of state, you should really come down. I mean, with that money that you save, that you can buy your airline ticket or pay for gas, but you have to come. You gotta come down for this class. This is one of the best active shooter classes out there. I've went through basic SWAT school. I've taken advanced courses after my SWAT academy, where I recently graduated from. This course is just so much more significant. Don't miss it, you guys. I have people coming in with their camcorders. They want to actually record themselves. They want to record others. That is the catch, though. We get to record you, and I'm going to use that recording, the video, for marketing purposes. Once we have a hard date set, you'll get an email. We'll let you know what date it is, and then we'll make some other announcements. So far, we are set for one class. We already have the enrollment. Now, to register for the class, we need payment, and we need to set up a payment gateway. We're not going to do that yet until we have an actual date set. We will set a payment gateway up. Seats are preserved with payment. Okay. Jeez. Oh, sign up. Okay, so for the second half of the video, we're talking about BSIS. There are some regulatory amendments that are going to be in effect pretty soon. If you run a BSIS training facility, or you go through your annual requalifications, or you want to go through the firearm permit process, please listen. Give me a second to take a sip of water. I'm just so excited about this course. Oh man, I'm gonna stop. Randy's gonna be so excited training you guys. You guys are gonna love it. Most of you have never went through this level of training before. No law enforcement's allowed, no military, just security. And I got those seats reserved just for the security community because of this channel. So Randy appreciates you guys chiming in on the videos. He appreciates you guys watching the videos and being subscribers, so you get that discount. Okay, there's a major overhaul in the firearm permit training in California. If you're chiming in from another state, you should listen, because what happens in California tends to have a trickle-down effect in your state. The firearm course of fire, there's an overhaul on that. There's going to be a different course of fire, and it's really the timing. If you're gonna run a revolver, there's a different course of fire than, the timing is gonna be different than the semi-automatic pistol. If you ran drills for the last 5 years or 10 years, you're gonna have to research the manual. It's a major overhaul. Okay, those with revolvers give more time. Now, if you got guys that are running semi-auto and running revolver, you are going to have 2 timers. Actually, your best bet is to run 2 different courses of fire, or just wait until one group is finished and then do the other course, because of the timing element. Again, you're gonna have to run 2 timers at the same time. I just think the easiest way is just to separate the classes, revolver and pistol. If you guys are still out there qualifying with revolver, and there's still some. You guys that are running maybe 10 semi-automatics, 1 revolver, the 1 revolver guy's gonna throw everything off. You're gonna have to make time just for that person. There's some bizarre amendments. I'm not gonna put down anybody, because those who designed this course of fire are probably watching these videos. I'm just asking for suggestions. I'm not asking for suggestions. I'm just giving a critique on what you guys did to the course of fire outline. So at 15 yards, you get on a semi-automatic, well, both I think, at 15 yards, you get 30 seconds to fire 10 rounds. They changed it up so then when you're at the 5-yard line, you have, what is it, 30 seconds to fire 5 rounds. You take a pause, and then you fire 5 more. They could be a second pause, a 2-second pause, but there's some type of pause in between. If you're listening to this video and you're hearing what we have to say, please modify that. Because in a real life situation, you shouldn't have to take 30 seconds to fire 5 rounds and then another pause and then fire another 5 rounds at 5 yards. Okay, at 5 yards, I think the seconds should be to fire 5 rounds, maybe 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds, but it's just off. Obviously, you want to give more time. The farther distance away at 15 yards, I think you're fine at 30 seconds. But, oh my goodness, 30 seconds at 5 yards? It's not, you guys are going to have to modify that, okay? If you're running a simulator or you're attending these academies that have simulators, 100% of them, as I know it right now, are not going to be, those who have those businesses, 100% of you guys so far probably can't run your simulators anymore, okay? You have to replicate the same caliber as the caliber that the student qualified on. So most of these simulators are geared towards a 9mm. If somebody wants to qualify with a 40 caliber or maybe 45, but especially the 40, you can't replicate changing calibers, okay? And also you have to replicate or imitate the recoil of whatever caliber they're qualifying with. So if it's a 40 caliber, you have to imitate that snappiness of a 40 caliber. You can't do that with modern day simulators. You cannot replicate a reload, okay? Depending on most systems, you can't. How are you going to do that? To replicate your magazine changes? I suppose, take the magazine out, but there's some systems where you can't take the magazine completely out, okay? But if you want to truly imitate changing the magazines, you have to take it completely out and then put another one in. So that's going to be a bit difficult. Flash. I don't know of any system where you could imitate the flash of the firearm. I teach at a police academy. The simulator machine, I think it was $150,000 or $120,000. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it was $300,000, but it was way over $100,000. You cannot simulate flash. We're talking about a California Post Police Academy where I work at. I'm a firearm instructor over there. You cannot replicate flash, or you can't imitate flash. So that's gonna be pretty tough, guys. This is gonna put a lot of firearm training facilities out of business. You do have time to not protest. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm at a loss of words. I just got off of work. It gives you some time to absorb the regulations and, oh my goodness, I can't think right now. Argue or articulate why they don't make sense. Okay, there's still some time. Whether they're going to listen to you, I don't know. If I have time, I will put forth an argument so we can make some changes. Another major overhaul with this is BSIS is basically essentially outlining the use of any AR-15 pistols. The AR blackout, what am I saying? 300 blackout. You can't have those calibers anymore. Your calibers are going to be restricted. Okay. A lot of you wondering about the AR pistol. Hey, look. BSIS has told me, and I think I've made a written record of this, that whatever's on the Department of Justice handgun roster, you basically qualify for. So ever since I made a video about that, there's been some arguments with BSIS, some proposed changes, and I guess they got their wish. Basically, there was no law that I could think of that banned you guys from having AR pistols that are legally acquired, that are on the roster. But what BSIS is doing is basically they're acting like ATF. I have to say that because a lot of employees from BSIS watch my videos. Basically, the legislator, I don't believe, said that you can't qualify with an AR, but BSIS took it upon themselves to state what pistols are allowed, okay? What pistol calibers are allowed. And what they didn't exclude 5.56 or 300 blackout. They didn't exclude it by name, but the way they excluded it is de facto. Basically, they just named the pistol calibers that you're allowed to have on there. The biggest caliber is the 10 millimeter, and the smallest is 380. So there's like 6 or 7 calibers. There's no rifle calibers on there. I don't know how they're gonna get away with this. I mean, they're doing exactly what ATF did. They're exercising legislative authority by overstepping their rulemaking authority. So that's all I have. In the description box below, I'll leave a link to the BSIS regulation, the proposed regulations. I'll do some more videos if you guys want to. Please go to the community section tab and tell me if you're going to make it to the to Randy's course, his close quarter combat active shooter course, where you will get 4 hours of BSIS continuing education credit, by the way. So that's another benefit. I'll give some information on signing up with the active shooter course as well. That's all I got. Take care, guys, and I'm out.